Alrighty, here we are. Welcome in, everybody, to another episode of the Full Set Half Mast Podcast. Tonight, we're going to be talking about some racing. This weekend, we had lots of racing with IndyCar and NASCAR and Michigan and Worldwide Technology, respectively. So, we're going to be talking about that here tonight, as well as previewing the absolute onslaught of racing we have this weekend. Summer break's over, boys. We're getting back into the heat of the season. I'm excited. But first off, I got Tom Dallas with me. We'll start with Tom. Tom, how you doing tonight, man? Heck yeah. And we got a return to the podcast. Dallas is here. It's been a long time, bud. I'm glad that you made it to the podcast today. Yeah. Heck yeah. That was fantastic. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed every bit of it. All the drama in the IndyCar race, we'll get into that as well. But yeah, I'm excited. Let's talk about some racing. First off, though, do a little bit of house cleaning here with some news. Uh, I don't know. I don't really care about this situation. I'm a huge Creed fan, but Creed and Mayer going to Haas next year. I don't even know, man. I don't even know. What is this third manufacturer, third team in 2.5 years? What is happening, dude? I think it's the end of Creed, man. Honestly, if he doesn't get the title this year, dude, it's over for his career, bro. I really do. Oh man. Oh man. 11 times. Oh man. Dude, it, it made me so mad, dude. Freaking Jared, man. I'll get to that when we get into the Xfinity recap because oh man, I was so angry with him, dude. I was like, shut up, dude. Oh man. All right, and then 2025 Cup schedule. So my bold prediction was bad there, Tom. I messed that one up. I said that Rock and M would be the All-Star race in 2025. That didn't happen. It's a big rip there. There's another failure on my part. I'm what 0 for 6 now. I'm doing terrible on those bold predictions, but I guess the main one was Mexico City. Did they ever announce what track that was? I didn't see anything. Ugh. Yeah, me too. Oh, it was well, yeah. Well, the conflict with a lot there was with Texas Motor Speedway and the yeah, yeah. That's weird. What what was the track that the Xfinity series used to run in back in like '05, '07? No, in Mexico. The one that Montoya won his first ever Xfinity race at. What track was that? Do you remember? I can't remember, dude. The life of me. I remember that they ran there like 2, 3 years in a row, and then they never went back. And it was always like Scott Pruitt was always up at the front, and then Montoya won it in '07 or '06 or something like that. When it was, yeah, I guess it was the same track. Yeah. Dang. Okay. Yeah, that is the yeah. That's where they run the Mexican Grand Prix. Yeah. Okay. Well, I think that'll probably be it. I would be surprised if it was a street course. Like super surprised because I mean I just don't see them spending the resources to put another street course somewhere, especially like in Mexico City. I don't know. We'll find out. Yeah. Well, at least it's cool they're gonna take the Cup Series international. I mean, I Out of all the places, though, I feel like it's a real big miss that they didn't take him to, like, Australia or something, you know? Like, I don't know. That'd have been crazy if they did a doubleheader at, like, Albert Park with the F1 cars. That'd be nuts. Yeah, dude. With the V8 supercar multi-class. That would be sick, dude. Now we're talking, man. Yeah, and then also what? We got Bowman Gray for the Clash. North Wilkesboro for the All-Star race again. Daytona's back as the season finale. New Hampshire's in the playoffs. What 6 road street roval races on the schedule next year? Big L in my opinion. If we don't have a minimum of a quarter of the schedule as road races, dude, we failed. We failed. No, no, not it's just the location change. That's it. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, you're going back to the home town. Talking about them guys in the blue suits. Yeah, I don't get that either. I mean, New Hampshire back in the playoffs is cool, but Bowman Gray doesn't make any sense, especially where it's at. Well, and the Cars tour doesn't even want to go there. And the Cars tour is a joke anyway, like half the time. So I mean, yeah, I don't get it. I mean, I get it. NASCAR just wants to put them somewhere really short and small where they could just beat the hell out of each other for no points. You know, they get the drama. It was inevitable. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I guess. Well, at least they don't have to travel all the way to California because these broke team owners can't afford it. But they can go to Mexico City and run 2 Daytonas, 2 Talladegas, and 2 Atlantas every year. Yeah, makes sense. Yeah. And why not Road America, man? I was hoping it'd make its return to the schedule, dude. I was really hoping, man. I had my fingers crossed. And no Montreal either. What the hell happened to Montreal? That was supposed to be the next thing. And they got. I agree. Yes. Yes. No. Road America never puts on a bad race. Oh, the one Reddick won against Elliott. That was an insane race. Yes. Yes. Oh, Jeremy Clements. That was a badass race. Or the one where what was it? Paul Menard with the strategy call at the end, drove through the field. Yeah, that was a great race too. Oh, well, and it's even better now because they flattened out all the runoff areas, so the cars when they go off the track, like they don't wreck every time. They can actually save them through the grass now. It's freaking awesome the way they reconstructed that track. I mean, yeah, it just blows my mind we don't go to Road America. That's a failure. But I mean, speaking about road courses, AJ Allmendinger, he's back in the Cup Series full time in 2025. I have no idea, dude. I read this, I was like, why? Why? He's kidnapped. I think that they offered him ownership in the team when he retires. That's the only thing I could think of, dude. Like, that's the only thing that makes sense. I think what colleagues should do if they're going to bring Allmendinger back to the Cup, they might as well just fully commit to this winning road races aspect of racing, and they should just fire Hemrick, rebrand the 31 to the 97, and bring SVG over and run SVG and Allmendinger in the Cup next year. Dumpster. Well, they got Daniel Dye. Dumpster. Yeah, I would. Yeah, I would too. Yeah, hell yeah. I think all the drivers that got wrecked on the last lap should start filing lawsuits, dude. I agree. Let's bankrupt NASCAR. Yeah, I think the appeals tomorrow. I hope he wins the damn thing, dude. I swear to God, if he wins it, dude, it's gonna be the happiest call in my entire like NASCAR fandom, dude. Like, I'll be so happy, dude. Oh man. Let's pray. Let's pray. Well, actually, we might come on like we did last week, Tom. We might just have to do another emergency podcast after that ruling and come bitch about it, or we could celebrate it. Let's do it. You're welcome to join us tomorrow too, or Dallas, if you want. That might not be a bad idea. Yeah, NASCAR opened it. Yeah. Oh hell yeah, dude! My pantry is full of cans of worms. Analyze them. I don't think they're gonna appeal anything but the playoff eligibility. I think that's the only way they win. If they go for everything or like go for what NASCAR ruled, you won't win. Yeah, I don't know. We'll figure that out tomorrow, I guess. Why the hell did these appeals panels not get like broadcasted live? You know what I mean? Like you could go and watch any case in any old freaking city anywhere. It's all CCTV and stuff. Why can't we watch the NASCAR appeals trial? Yeah, let's have Judge Judy in there. Let's make it entertaining. Hell yeah. Oh man. I'd live stream the whole damn thing right here on YouTube. I'd do a reaction to it, the whole damn trial. I would do it, man. That'd be great content. Why can't we get it? Come on, NASCAR. We know you're listening. Come on, Clint. Yeah. All right. Last bit of news. Rick Allen is out and Lee Diffie is in to NASCAR. It's gonna be great. It's Lee Diffie. It just sucks that he's leaving IndyCar like permanently. It kind of stinks, man. Yeah. I'm just glad we're getting rid of Rick Allen, man. He's just annoying, dude. Like, the only problem is he's gonna go call Xfinity races or truck races and whatever the hell else. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. He's. Jamie Little. I'm just gonna say Michael Waltrip, Phil Parsons, Jamie Little. I think that's all that needs to be said. That is the dream team. It's so bad, dude. It's like dementia means like. Oh man. I just want to see him shotgun a beer at Dago with us next year. That's all I want. Oh man. Alrighty. Let's get into breaking down some of the races this weekend. ARCA race on Friday. There wasn't much to talk about this race. Zilich wins the race. Perez qualified on pole. Battled with it or lost track position early. Fought back at the end. Made a mistake late. Didn't get the win. Zilich though, 4 starts this year. 4 wins, or was it 5 starts, 5 wins? Dude, insane, bro. What an absolute Chad, dude. Zilich is a beast, man. Like future Cup champion, honestly. The only thing that sucks though, this guy would be like the greatest sports car driver of all time if he decided to do that. That's what makes me so freaking angry, dude. It's like I'd love to see him in NASCAR. Like, damn, man. Oh, whatever. But yeah, Zilich wins. Won Sebring. He's won Rolex. Yeah. Yeah, those are insane stats. You cannot. Nobody else could duplicate that. That's like Jesse Love couldn't do that, and like we know how good he is. Yeah. Well, he would have ran the full season. Yeah. That's crazy because he just barely turned 18. He would have ran the full season if he would have been 18. But like he could go run at Daytona in an LMP2 car at 17, but he can't go run a freaking ARCA car at Michigan until he turns 18. What the hell's up with that, dude? That makes no sense to me, but whatever. Oh, he says we can't hear Dallas. Apparently, that's what Steven's saying. Uh, yeah, we can't hear Dallas at all. Let me check this. Let me make sure that my properties are fixed here. Might be having some issues on my end. All right, mic check. Let me see. You know what it is? We had another update on OBS. He says he can't hear anybody.
Just you.
Oh, now it should work now. It just picked it up. Well, that's a rip,
Sweet.
boys. Hi.
All right, just a
I
recap
blame
of what I've
OBS.
said. Jay's wrong in everything he's talked about. Thomas is half right, and I'm God.
Yeah, that's a good summary.
Connor Zilic is a badass. Allmendinger should have never left. What else did we talk about? Bowman Gray is going to be a disaster.
Mexico City, Bowman Gray's a disaster.
Jamie Little needs to stay home.
Yeah, Jamie Little, Phil Parson, yeah, terrible.
If she's not pit reporting, Jamie Little is still the best pit reporter in NASCAR.
Yeah, okay.
Jamie Little crushes that. We will give credit where credit is due. Jamie Little deserves to be a pit reporter in NASCAR.
Yeah, AJ Allmendinger and colleague sucking. Yeah, it's about.
They go together like lamb and tuna fish.
Lamb and tuna fish.
Like cheese and cereal.
Cheese and cereal. Heck yeah. All right. Arca, we went over that. Zilic is a badass. Xfinity Series. Sheldon Creed on pole. Had an early spin. Lap 24 leading the race. Ryan Sieg, through strategy, wins stage 1. Big time for the playoff implications for him. That was awesome to see. What else? Oh, Austin Hill being a moron again, ends up wrecking himself off the nose of Carson Kvapil. What the hell was that? Went from the top shelf to the bottom shelf, right? I don't know. I cheered when it happened because I hate the dude, so that was cool. That was a fun part of the race for me.
I think you and about 95% of the fan base.
Yeah. Oh man, and then what else? Oh yeah, Riley Herbst makes a stupid mistake. He ends up doing pretty much what Hill did, right off the nose of Ryan Sieg. I have no idea. He had a winning car.
His spotter cleared him. Yeah,
oh,
his spotter cleared him. Which went from the one angle, from the, I guess it'd be from more of like where the sweets are. That angle that looks down the back stretch of pans, the entire thing. You could see that he was almost clear. So depending on where the spotters were, he probably thought he was clear. It was really close, but yeah, no, I saw that. I'm like, Riley, what are you doing, man? But his spotter cleared him. They played the audio.
Wow.
Well, what's the old saying, or what is it? If your spotter told you to jump off a cliff, would you do it?
Probably. That's probably the best move, you know. That's their job.
That dude's lying. Who's the guy up there? Stevie Wonder? Oh, man. What else? Oh, yeah, I collected a bunch of dudes in that wreck, too, like Jones, Sam Mayer. That led to Nemechek winning stage 2, which changed the strategy around, right? Because we saw one of those, was it the restart caution with Daniel Dye, or what was it, Lawless Allen, dude? What was he running, like 8th at one point? I was like, dude, he's kicking ass. Haley Diggins fans' most hated driver, and he's out here in the top 8, and then he ends up just absolutely running out of talent.
I think he finished 5th in the first stage.
Yeah, he did really good the first stage.
Yeah, like he was like, I'm like,
ass,
I looked at it, I'm like, there's no way Lawless Allen's in the top.
Dude,
like, there's no way he's running up here. Come on, especially in a Haley Deegan car, which is like the most ironic thing ever. Is that Lawless Allen jumps in Haley Deegan's equipment and just kicks ass.
Oh,
but I was like, oh, where did he finish? And then I saw that he finished like 2nd to last. I'm like, what happened to Lawless Allen?
Yeah, I remember because he was running at one point. He was running like P8 at one point in the race, and I look over at Jared. I'm like, dude, you're just slapping MF and 15 on that thing, dude. And not even like 20 laps later, dude, he's piled it into the wall. I was like, damn, that car looks like Deegan was driving it. That thing was destroyed, man. Oh, man. But after that, the strategy changed, right? Because we saw Allgaier pit when everybody else thought maybe they couldn't make it on fuel. So that was a fun race. Like those last 40 laps, I was on the edge of my seat. That was fun to watch, watching Allgaier battle through the field. And every time he'd pass somebody, I'd be like, that guy's eliminated from contention. He's going to lose the race. Because every time that he would pass somebody, they would back off the pace, realizing that Allgaier was the car to beat. So they decided, you know what, I'm just going to try to save fuel to make it to the end. Made it intriguing because then Creed was one of the guys in that mix too. He was moving through the field right in front of Allgaier. And I was like pulling for Creed. I was like, come on, Creed, just stay in front of Allgaier. You can win this race. And then eventually Allgaier got by Nemechek, got by Creed. And then we get, what, a rain delay? After Weatherman ended up having a massive crash. Dude, what happened to Weatherman, dude? That dude got chunky, dude. Since we met him at Dega, dude. Like, he didn't look the same.
Sure, dude, I did too.
The funny thing was we saw the rain coming in. I looked at my wife because we were watching it up in our Verbo that we rented. And I looked at her, I'm like, wouldn't this be funny if the race ended under a weather delay from a man whose last name was Weatherman crashing? Like Weatherman ending the race under a weather. And I laughed so hard. I'm like, this would be like hilarious. And nobody said it on the broadcast. I'm like, come on, guys.
Yeah, that was crazy.
It was a hard hit too.
Yeah, you took him a minute to get away from that car, but yeah, they brought him down pit road. My thought process on this: why didn't they just end the race right there, dude? I mean, the race was decided. Allgaier drove through the field, got the lead, passed all the guys he was racing against, and won the race legitly. Why did we have to do a green white checker at the end there? Why? I mean, I know why, but you know, it was dumb. It was counterintuitive. Why did we even restart that, dude? It was like the race was earned. Like, I was satisfied with the result. Like, Allgaier deserved that win. Why did we have to restart the race?
BDN, baby.
I just don't get it. So yeah, we restart the race, and then Kyle C freaking goes airborne. Like why? That never had to happen. Never had to happen. Come on now. I don't know. Creed P2 again. Damn Jared.
Holds the record.
God, that after he spun, I was like, dude, Creed's not gonna win this race now. He's out of it. Like, and Jared's like, nah, he's fine, dude. He's gonna drive through the field. He's gonna finish second again. I'm like, shut up, dude. Just shut up. And then the more positions engaged, Jared's sitting there laughing. He's like, I told you he's gonna drive back through the field and finish second. And then right when he got up to second by Nemechek, and then Allgaier went by them both, he got by Nemechek. He's running P2, and I'm like, dude, Jared, you suck, man. You suck, dude. 11 times second place finish, most all time without a win. He's never gonna win, dude. He's never gonna win. Oh, I've got better chance to go to the moon than Creed winning a race. I don't even own a rocket ship.
The move from RCR to JGR, I was like, this kid's gonna win like 8 races this year. He's gonna get that first one early on, and he's going to dominate because he's not a bad driver. He's really good. He just he makes stupid mistakes late because he's overdriving the car, which you saw a couple of times last year with the RCR. And then the Martinsville thing was stupid. How you lose that race at Martinsville when you're the second place car going into the last corner blows me away, but he still found a way to do it. Break checks Austin Hill and still doesn't win the race. And then
broke his sway bar in the front. That's what killed it.
The kid, man, like he's so good. And now, no offense to Stewart Haas because they're the reigning champions, he's going back again. I don't think that he's getting in better equipment, and they're race-winning cars. We see that with Custer and Herbst, but they're not going to be as good as JGR. And I know why JGR is not having him there anymore. But like, Creed, you got to get a win, man. You can't keep doing this to me and my wife.
Dude, it's killing me, dude. It's killing me. The freaking amount of heartbreak, man. Every time, dude. I swear. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Yeah, it's
Creed.
Every time Creed finishes second, a polar bear dies. It's just sad, man. It's sad. It's just... Oh. Yeah, so... Well, maybe next week, right? I guess that's what we can see. We could just take the Haley Deegan mentality, or fan mentality out here. There's always next week, boys. We can do it. Oh, man. But Allgaier wins. I mean... Another great win by him. I think this was his first Michigan win, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe I'm wrong on that. But
that I don't know.
But I think I called for him to win, didn't I?
I think you did, yeah. I think I called Creed to win, but that didn't happen, obviously. I should just quit doing that. I never learn. I just never learn. Yeah. Great race. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a great race. Xfinity again. What it reminded me, Tom, you remember like those... You remember, like, the 2005 to 2008, like, Daytona's Talladega races, where all the whole field's in a long, strung-out line, and you just see the field gradually drop off as the race goes, and it just gets smaller, pack at the front. That's what it looked like to me, dude. I thought it was entertaining. I was like, I would rather see that than this freaking pack racing we have today. Like, and obviously, two-car tandems is, like, God tier, S tier up here, but, like, Michigan old-style Daytona-type racing is freaking way better than pack racing, in my opinion.
Yeah, and it was similar to the tandem in that you had to get a nice run to slingshot yourself past because you couldn't just pass on the straightaway. There was no momentum, but I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know if it was going to be one big tight pack because I know they're running a super speedway package, but with having to actually slow down in the corners, I was like, there's no way that they're going to be able to. But it was a good race overall. I wasn't disappointed in the Xfinity race.
No, I wasn't either. And the runs that developed too were just massive. Which again, we saw that in the Cup race too. If like two guys got side by side, I mean, you were gonna get left in the dust. Which we'll talk about.
Larson on the first lap, and then Bubba Wallace later on in the first stage. Yeah.
So it's some great stuff. Yeah. So I enjoyed it. I think that the package that Xfinity has is goated, man. Like it doesn't matter where you take these cars or what package you put on them. They're just freaking amazing. But they're basically Gen 5 cars, dude. That's the best part about it. They're basically COTs, dude, and they still race as good as they did when they debuted, in my opinion. I think they're awesome. I love it. Yeah. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about the Xfinity? Anything I might have missed?
Just the Kyle Sieg flip was a little weird, but
Nice.
I get it with Chandler Smith being there. It probably pushed Air in a really weird spot. But yeah, I mean, it was. Yeah, I don't know. It was weird seeing a car flip at Michigan, which I know it can happen because of the speeds there. But it was just weird to see because it was the first time we had a car flip at a non-super speedway in forever. I think somebody said it was 2010 Atlanta with Brad Keselowski. It was the first time not on a super speedway a car flipped over. Blown over, I should say.
Yeah,
we've had cars
blown over.
flip, but
yeah, we've had cars flip. Yeah, that makes sense.
it was just weird to see. But good for Kyle Sieg. Glad he was all right.
Got some TV time, that's for sure, and some air time.
I think he finished. I think both Sieg brothers finished because Ryan Sieg won the first stage, and I think Kyle Sieg finished top 10 in the first stage too. So they both got up there. I feel like he had some bad luck too. He's been a decent driver. He's getting better. He's not as good as Ryan, but I'm glad to see that they had good runs going at least.
Yeah, for sure.
I want that team to do good. I want Ryan to get in the playoffs. He needs to get to be in the playoffs. He deserves it. He really does.
He does.
Yeah, and I think I also missed one too. Anthony Alfredo and took advantage of that late race green white checker and then finished in what, P4? Yeah, P4. I nominated him for driver of the week because that was a pretty great job by that team. Yeah. I guess next let's just talk about the 80 NXT real quick. The out front showdown. Foster on pole. Foster dominates and wins. Nothing surprising there. The one thing I do want to talk about in this race though was that Kyle Collette, Jamie Chadwick incident, battle for P2, where Kyle Collette was coming down the track into Jamie Chadwick, puts them both on the wall. I mean, what was he doing, man? Like, he absolutely gave her no room, dude. Just absolutely wiped her out on the front straightaway. That was embarrassing. I was so disappointed because it should have been a 1-2 for Andretti, man. It should have been Foster Chadwick 1-2, and it just never happened. That was lap 7. And I mean, it's not like Colette's completely out of the title race. I mean, he could still finish P2 in the points. That's detrimental, man. Unbelievable.
How about Foster though, baby?
Foster's dominance, man. Like remember what we said at the beginning of the year? Maybe it was me that said it mostly, but it's like if Foster's gonna win the title this year, he's gotta be faster on these ovals. Because last year he was pedestrian. He was lost.
Yeah.
He's winning every oval race so far, dude. He's so good, dude. It's unbelievable. I thought that's where he was gonna lose this title, was that later in the season, Jacob Abel, with the past experience and the past success on ovals, I thought that was really gonna be the title switch there, and it's not. It's over. I mean, the title's over, dude. Foster's a champion. Like, there's no way they're catching him in points. Great season by Louis Foster. I'm excited. I hope he gets an IndyCar ride next year. I really do. If he doesn't, it's a crime.
Well, there's probably going to be a 78 ride open, so I don't think Cooter Daly's going to get that.
MSR,
yeah. MSR.
Oh,
He'd do good at MSR. Heck yeah, he would.
Yeah.
Him and Rosenquist teamed up. That'd be a good team right there.
I didn't watch the race. I just went back and watched that crash with Collette and Chadwick. What the hell was he doing?
Yeah,
what was he doing? There's a car there.
Rookie mistake.
Jamie's right there. She's right
I don't
there.
know.
slap a 15 on it.
And she just kept moving down because she didn't want to hit him, and then
just ran her out of room. Yeah,
come on,
just
man.
sad.
Not to Jamie. Jamie's so good.
I know.
Gosh, she's so talented.
It angers me, dude. Which we'll talk about that next with the well, I guess we won't talk about it next. We'll leave that one after the IndyCar race. We got to talk about the IndyCar race. We've gone this far and we haven't even talked about the drama in the IndyCar race, man. Holy cow. This is going to be fun. McLaughlin on pole pretty much looked like it was going to be another Penske oval dominance, which it really was at the end of the day. But let's talk about, what should we talk about first, Tom? What do you think we should talk about first? We should talk about the racing, right? A little bit.
Amazing.
I thought it was
Great.
damn good racing. I enjoyed it.
Great
racing.
Comers and goers. Yeah.
Yep. And
Big-
different strategies.
So I think 3 different strategies at one point.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you had a leader in each one that was like kind of a surprising one. Like it wasn't who you expected it to be. Because I think at one point it was Marcus Ericsson was leading his group.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Yeah, and then
I think Herta was leading a different one too.
Yeah,
they
Herta
kept
was
bouncing
leading
back
the
and
group.
forth.
Yeah.
And because nobody knew which strategy was going to be the best one.
No.
So it wasn't like they were like a backup strategy. Okay, if this happens, then this. Like nobody had an idea just based on the cautions when they happened and then the fuel mileage, and it was exciting to watch.
Yes. Well, it was so much fun because you saw the faster cars. The parity from the faster to slower cars was like way more extreme than it was at like Iowa. So like you saw guys moving through the field. Like what was it? Hurt at the beginning of the race, started in the back because of the qualifying crash. Holy cow, dude! The first like 5-6 laps of Herta in the beginning of that race were freaking entertaining as hell, dude. Like he was making 3-4 wide, shooting through gaps. I'm like, damn, dude, that car. I was like at the beginning of the race, I was like, even though he's starting the back, I think Herta could potentially win this race. Never really materialized because he obviously had that penalty for the contact with who was it? Not Nolan Siegel. Who was it they made the contact with? I'm blanking on it right now.
Who?
Herta. When he made that contact with can't remember who he made contact with, but they gave him the penalty for whatever IndyCar calls it, unavoidable contact penalty or whatever. But then later in the race, right? So Newgard and McLaughlin were leading the race, and then Newgarden spun out of second, changed the strategy for the two leaders. Then Power and Malukas were in the preferred strategy. It looked like that was the battle for the win. Malukas makes a big move to the inside of Power, and then Power just absolutely turned into a weapon. Right?
Yeah.
Absolute menace. Absolute menace. I mean,
and Malukas was fast. Oh my God, he came out of the gates all weekend. He was fast.
Malukas had a chance to win that race. I mean, he was up there with the Penske's, duking it out with them, beating them. I mean, he was on his way to the lead. He was going to lead at the end of that race. I mean, it was 17 laps to go when that contact was made, but he was the fastest car on track. He was going to win that race. And if he wasn't going to win it, it was going to be one of the best finishes in IndyCar history. I mean, because we were going to see these guys duking it out to the line on the last lap. I mean, that is such a crime. We didn't get to see Malukas finish that race.
Yeah, and battling through lap traffic. I mean, it was insane. That battle was going to be wild. I think even if if Power would have just let Malukas go right there, there's no saying Malukas would have just checked out and won the race because he would have had to navigate through lap traffic just as much as Will Power. Like, it would have been a great battle, and I don't think Power needed to make that move to keep the lead there. I don't think it was over at that point.
Yeah, and Malukas is still young, so getting through lap traffic is not something that he's used to. So Power still had the advantage there, letting him go, and he didn't need to crowd him that much. He could have given him a couple of feet. It's not going to change how Malukas is going to run that corner. It wasn't going to give Power that big of a disadvantage either. Like, pointless move by Power. It really was.
Well, and then that's where the drama begins, right? Because Herta got the avoidable contact penalty, but Power, doing something more egregious than what Herta did, doesn't get a penalty. So that's where the drama starts, right? And then it continues because after that caution, there was only 2 cars left on lead lap. McLaughlin, Newgarden, they pit. McLaughlin seemed to do good as Newgarden did. Newgarden leaps into the pit sequence. He becomes a control car in the restart, and then checks up the field. I mean, it's 100% obvious. I mean, I've seen it back so many times. He completely checked up the field. Caused a chain reaction crash involving Power, involving, what was it, Jack Harvey in the back involved. Old Cooter was involved in that one. You don't know where brakes are. And then Rossi getting aerial. So, I mean, yeah, it piled up 4 or 5 cars off a bad restart. Is there a conspiracy here, Dom? Is this just, what's going on here?
The series is owned by Penske. So, I mean, you can probably make up a conclusion there.
It's ridiculous.
I mean, it was fun with the Power Malukas incident because they go and the broadcasters are talking and they're like, "I'm Malukas, we just loses it on the inside," and then they go back and watch it and they're like, "No, Power crowded him. Power hit him," and it was like they were just like did a 180 switch, and before it was Malukas' fault, and then it was nope, that was most definitely Power. So then you expect something and there's nothing, and then that finish. I mean, people aren't just stopping and going for no reason up front. I mean, the third place driver has to check up twice. There's something fishy going on. So,
yeah, 100%. It was what would they call that? Like a jackrabbit restart in most short tracks. I mean, that's what it was. He went, slowed up, and then went again. And by that time, everybody else had already went off the first initial jump. Seen it in NASCAR, never see a penalty come from it. You see penalties for people switching lanes before a restart, even if they don't make a pass. They just switch lanes to avoid contact. We've seen it hundreds of times in all these racing series. Penalty. But you could jack up the restart. No penalty. That's what gets me. That's what's infuriating to me. And set off the chain reaction. Shout out to the absolute menace himself, Will Power, with the middle finger to his teammate on pit road. That was freaking classical. Can't even make that up. That was a beautiful moment there.
That is classic Will Power.
That was great.
That Will Power has coined that.
There was a video that my wife showed me too. It was Dylan Welch went to go up to interview him at pit road. You could see the video of him walking up next to him, and he gets along Will Power, and you just see Will Power turn him like, I'm like, and then he's like, oh wait, no, okay, no, I see who you are now. I'm like, Will Power's back, baby.
Hell yeah.
Your move to Malukas was an asshole move, but you in the garage area, spicy Will Power in the garage area, 10 out of 10.
Yeah. I think it's just as good as last year when he flipped off Dixon after Dixon ran him off the track. Was it Road America? Yeah.
Awesome. It was Road America.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was deserving.
Oh, 100% deserving. That was crazy. Yeah.
Was that in warm up too? No, it was in practice.
It was in practice.
It was practice, yeah.
Wanted up both cars, yeah. So yeah, that was
20 minutes in, like it was like, yeah. Anyways.
Yeah, I'm so I still am confused why we don't get penalties for those. And what was it, Andretti or was it Herta tweeted or posted something about consistency in motorsport? I can't remember. I should have posted it.
It was Herta's dad, wasn't it?
Yeah, it might have been.
I think Tom shared it. Yeah, I think it was Herta's dad.
Yeah, that was pretty damn entertaining. But it's true, man. It's so true. Like, you can't. The Herter one, I understand why they did the penalty there, but you can't penalize somebody for that and then not penalize somebody else for actually wrecking somebody doing the same thing. It just, the consistency needs to be there, and it's like Tom said, Penske owns the series. Penske owns the cars. Penske's, I got their foot in the door with all this stuff. I mean, it's just a bad look. It's a terrible look, especially after the no remorse we saw out of St. Pete. I mean, it's just Big Daddy IndyCar, man. And the finish at Indy 500 last year. I mean, it's just that all these things are stacking up. It's starting to turn into kind of an SHIT show, in my opinion. And I hate to see that for IndyCar, because IndyCar's been great racing. It's been great all season long. It's been great the last few seasons. Why? Like, what's going on now? You know? That's frustrating. But yeah, then
it's been
Newgarden goes on a win.
That's for certain.
Yeah. And Newgarden.
If it wasn't gonna be Newgarden, I wanted Scotty Mac to win. Come on.
I did too, man. I was pulling.
I love a good Scotty Mac win interview, man.
I did too. I was hoping
such a fun guy.
Just didn't happen. Well, they made a mistake on the pit stop. Newgarden, they outsmarted them because they went with just enough fuel to make it to the end, and Scotty Mac, they went put a little bit more extra fuel in it, which that was the ultimate decider, in my opinion. So, yeah, Newgarden wins. The checked up restart. I mean, honestly, I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know what to say about it. It's just disappointing. It's just a bad look. Big Daddy IndyCar. Remember that segment we did earlier this year, Tom? What happened? I mean, that's what I feel like. That's how I felt watching this race. Like, what the hell happened? What's going on right now? What is happening to our sport? Frustrating. But yeah, I don't know. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about IndyCar wise?
Malukas on the comeback tour, baby.
Yes, that was beautiful.
On the comeback tour.
That was such a damn good race.
Gateway is such. The first year of the next gen at Gateway, I'm like, this track sucks, but it's getting better. And IndyCar, this race is so good there. Like, Gateway is kind of a banger track, man. It really is.
The package, man. Honestly, I think the package in IndyCar is perfect on ovals, especially like Gateway. It'll be interesting to see how they race in Milwaukee. If it races a lot like how Gateway raced, I think Milwaukee's going to be a freaking awesome weekend as well, and that's going to be fun to watch. So I'm excited.
For Milwaukee.
Yeah,
Milwaukee's going to be a good race.
Yeah, I'm excited. But there's only 4 more races. We got 2 doubleheader in Milwaukee, Portland this weekend, and then Nashville to round it out. And the point standings as they stand now, as Pelot 59 points over Herta in second, and 65 over Dixon in third. So, some big things have to happen for Pelot not to win the championship. I think he's pretty much got this, unless he just absolutely has a failure. Who knows?
Let's get it.
Bad weekend in Milwaukee. That's all it's going to take. But we'll see. But Pelot still holding on to the championship, trying to go back to back. Hello, Pelot time. Then we also had another ARCA race on Sunday, the Springfield ARCA 100. Swallich dominance. No surprise there. The only thing to really talk about though is 4 females in the top 8. How about that, man? How about that?
How about Robusto?
Yes.
What a
Yeah.
freaking drive, dude. That was awesome to watch. She was fun to watch. It was great to see. I mean, um,
Taylor Reimer
dang,
did good. I feel
I
like
forget
she ran up in
the
the top
chick's
5.
name now.
Taylor Reimer in the 55.
No, the other
Balkan,
Balkan.
one. No, the other one.
Breidinger.
Brightinger.
Breidinger.
Yeah.
What the hell happened to that?
Yeah. I don't know.
A great prospect now is no longer.
Yeah,
It's
I've
the
been.
media. When you go to the social media, man, that's when it ruins you.
Yeah, okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah. Time to
Get
start
to big
building go
event.
karts in the backyard.
Yeah,
Get up to the Xfinity
that's
Series
the
and call it
step, man.
quits.
Yep, that's the step, dude. You start with all this potential. You win races at the lower levels. You get promoted. You become a social media icon, and then you start building go kart tracks in your backyard and taking trips to the lake with your boyfriend. It's just the natural progression of things. Oh man, yeah. But cool. 4 females top 8. I think I think you're right. I think Robust out of those 4 has the highest potential. I was surprised how good Taylor Reimer drove because honestly, I don't really think she's that good, in my opinion. I've never really seen anything to prove to me that she's that good. So good run for her, I guess. I mean, yeah, top 8. They were all in good cars. I mean, they're all in Venerini cars. So
Yeah,
don't really
I
know
mean,
what
when you're
else
in the
to
best
say.
cars in the field, other than maybe Swalich. I mean, if Swalich doesn't win every week, there's a problem because JGR clearly has the lead on
Oh,
everybody.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I don't want to say that they don't deserve to finish in the top 8, but you're also racing on a dirt track that these ARCA guys don't ever do either. And I mean, I feel like these girls have more experience with that. But I saw a tweet that somebody had cocked them off. It was something about how there's there's 4 drivers or 4 female drivers in this race, and someone's like, can't wait for them all to finish out of the top 10, and then I forget which driver retweeted it. I think maybe it was Amber Balkan. I think she might have retweeted it
Oh
and
yeah,
said
yeah.
and said
I saw that.
all in the top 8, but thanks or something like that. And I was like, yeah, that's how you clap back at them.
That was pretty cool. So yeah, that's a cool storyline coming out of the weekend. I would nominate him for driver of the week, but there's just a lot of other good choices, and like I said, it's Arca. I mean, nobody cares about Arca really. All right, well, let's talk about the Cup race, the Firekeepers Casino 400. Like Dallas said, Larson made that big move off the initial start, took the lead. Then Hamlin battled back after starting on pole, battled with him for a little while. Then Bubba Wallace gets shot out of a freaking cannon, dude. That was awesome, dude.
Cool.
That was so cool to watch, dude. I was so excited
cool.
when I saw that happen.
I don't think that the camera even showed it at first. I think it showed the battle with them, and then all of a sudden you see Bubba Wallace's name on top, and he just drove past it. And then you see the replay, and you're like, oh, like where the hell did he come from?
It was insane.
And you can see Michael Jordan on top of the pit box.
He's just
laughing.
laughing.
Yeah, that was great.
That was so awesome, dude. It's so wholesome, dude. I loved it. That was great. Yeah, so it looked like it's gonna be a good point stay for Bubba Wallace, who really needed a good point stay. Then Hamlin. Let's talk about old Dickie Hamlin having a terrible, terrible display of driver talent and losing control.
Yeah,
That's
he shouldn't
what I
have
thought
lost
was
that.
great.
Not for somebody who is arguably the best driver in NASCAR right now. Obviously debatable who is, but like you shouldn't. You know what's gonna happen with the front of your car when you slide up like that. You know what's gonna happen. For you to lose it battling for a position that you didn't need to battle for at the time. Come on, Hamlin, you're better than that. Especially when you know you're fighting for the regular season points championship. What a bum.
I thought it was just sweet justice, man. That Hamlin and Logano both had issues in this race.
What? Can we jump ahead to the tire thing? Obviously,
Yeah.
like Logano had the issue. What happened with that caution with the 3 tires blown out? You had Allmendinger spin out because he blew out a tire, and then Gilliland and Logano all blew out a tire like simultaneously. And I looked at my wife. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be a tire race, as if there wasn't an issue the rest of the race from a single driver.
It's an anomaly.
What happened on that? What happened on that run?
I can't tell you what happened. That was the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
I'm like, what the heck? They all happened instantaneously. They're like, we had the caution come out for 3 blown tires at once. I was like, what? Because nobody knew what the caution was for because they all happened. Oh my, come on.
One thing I could think of is they just really lowered the air pressures really low on that run or that stint, and
Yeah, it was just so weird. It
we
just
just
the
got
fact
lucky
that it all happened at one time,
yeah, and we just got lucky that they all
crazy.
blew them at the same time. So it could have been more that were gonna do it too. Who knows? That was a weird incident, man. That was weird, weird caution, dude. I don't get it. That was weird. Yeah, because what was it? AJ Allmendinger, Todd Gillen, Joey Logano all in the same lap,
Yeah,
basically. Yeah,
yeah. And
that was weird.
AJ spun out, which is probably the reason the caution came out. But I know, oh no, that crash hadn't happened yet. I was like, they had damage from that wreck, but that hadn't happened yet.
Yeah,
I think Joey had gotten into the wall at one point, and maybe Todd did too. I can't remember if that's what the back of his car looked like. It was a weird incident.
yeah, yeah. It was a weird incident. But then wait, what? We got the caution or that restart right there before the end of stage 2, and then Larson runs out of talent again. I mean, doing Larson things, piles up half the field. I mean,
You know, I saw an excerpt from the DBC, and they had a call-in guy who called in, and he said, "Man, Larson must be hung like a horse because he sure seems to step on his appendage all the time." It's like, it's like,
Well, he's also like
and,
5 feet tall, so it's not a whole
and,
lot for it to go. But
and then he was like, "Young money, more like hung money. We're about to call this man hung money for the rest of this year if he keeps doing this." And I was like, "All right, it kind of fits."
I saw it happen, and I started cheering. I'm like, "Yeah, Larson, that's what you get." And then I saw everybody that wrecked into it, and I was like, "Bubba, gosh darn it,
I
this was your
know.
race." His car was so fast. He doesn't get involved in that wreck. Bubba Wallace might win this race.
Oh, I
His car
agree,
was
100%.
good.
Yeah.
His car was good. I mean, he just needed to get a clean day at Michigan. He was fine. Clean day at Michigan, he'd probably be set for the playoffs. And then he gets involved in that. When then Todd Gillen with ARCA brakes of the century flying it in there. I think he took
That was
out 4
crazy.
cars doing that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I wrote down the list of some of the guys involved. Briscoe, Busher was involved. Logano, Gilliland, Bubba, Larson, Bell. There's probably more. I just didn't name them
I
all.
think Chase Elliott hit Bubba, which is what caused him to go into Larson. And then I think Todd Gillen plowed into the back of Chase, or maybe he hit the back of, I don't remember. He hit everybody in that one.
Yeah,
I couldn't believe how much faster he was going coming into that wreck.
I think it's just really, really, you know, it's just one of those things where you really look back at some of the comments that Kyle Larson said in the past week about him being the best driver in the world, and just thinking, man, hung money really fits.
Oh man, that's
Did
great.
you see
That's great
Verstappen's
content.
response to that? Somebody had interviewed Verstappen and they asked him, like, there's discussions going around who's the best driver in the world. And I'm not a big Max Verstappen fan, but his response was like perfect. Everybody's good at their own thing. If he had time to practice and do all these disciplines that Larson has, maybe he's going to be just as good. We don't know that. But Larson to come out and say, I'm the best driver in the world. Nobody else is out there trying to do all of this stuff, Kyle. It's just you. So, we don't have anything to compare to. Like, if Verstappen goes, he's done karting in F1 his whole life. He's never driven a stock car. We don't know if he's going to be good at stock car racing, and there's a bit of a learning curve. But you get Verstappen a couple of races in a stock car, I think he's going to be competitive. Maybe not like race winning, but he's going to be competitive. And I'd love to see what he does on dirt. Might take him a little bit, but he's a good race car driver. I don't see any reason that Verstappen couldn't be just as good as Kyle Larson if he had the opportunity. So, Kyle, stop tooting your own horn and quit spinning yourself out, man. Right after you say you're the best in the world. I thought it was a Denny Hamlin situation where maybe he lost some air and that caused it. No, he just lost talent. And he does it every week, it seems like, at this point.
I like that.
I mean, how many times does Kyle Larson have the fastest car by he probably lapped the field and he just steps on his own freaking appendage every single time.
Hung money.
I like that tweet.
Especially
that person
when
tweeted
he's
back at
fighting for a
Verstappen.
regular season championship after missing a race.
Yeah, that's true.
Now
I heard him in points.
Yeah, now it's coming back. And even if he raced that race, he's probably still not the championship leader right now. So he needs to stop doing that dumb stuff because Daytona's never good for him. And Darlington, he's wrecked himself more than he probably cares to admit at this point. So
yeah,
that's my Larson rant. Quit being a
I like
Go back
that.
to iRacing, Larson.
I like that tweet that somebody
Get
tweeted
better.
back at Verstappen, and it showed like the punter of like the University of Nebraska, and his name was Kyle Larson, and he had like
Yeah.
2 punts and an average of 67 yards. It's like I bet Verstappen couldn't do that. Oh man, just some funny stuff, man. I swear. And speaking about the internet, let's talk about the Corey LaJoie incident. Him going airborne and the memes, man. I said this before we got on the podcast, Tom, right? I said we were the first ones to jump off the Corey LaJoie bandwagon and have been absolutely berating him for the last like year. And now everybody else is doing it. It's freaking awesome, man. Trendsetters of the Mega Boys. Oh,
I heard he was getting the Hendrick ride, and I was like, you know what? Good for Corey.
Yeah.
Good for Corey. Make the most of this opportunity. And then he got outran by his own damn car by a guy who's never run a Cup Series race in his life. And I was like, Corey. And then he goes and just... This season has been bad for him. Like, if he was the best of the Spire cars, you could still make an argument. And he's the worst, it seems like, every single week now. Zane Smith has picked it up. He's had a terrible start to the season. But Corey, man, what are you doing?
I think the best.
How can you not pass a guy when you have a 10-mile-an-hour run on him on the backstretch? How do you wreck yourself passing somebody in a straight line? What are you doing, Corey?
It's terrible. Terrible. Even Denny Hamlin said it too.
He did.
Oh,
He did.
man.
He was right. He's his own worst enemy. His head got up to here because all of these small teams needed somebody that they can, and he was good with these small teams. We're not going to knock that he helped out these small teams, but like you're fighting with the big boys now. You're not the high man on the totem pole. You got 2 rookies that are. I mean, Carson's been incredible this season. I don't think anybody actually expected him to do as good as he did. Zane Smith is, I think, worse than people expected him to do, but he's getting better, it seems, every week. So, I mean,
did you see that post
Corey.
from that post that was posted? As like the finishing order for the Spire cars at Michigan. It had P7 Zane Smith, P10 Carson Osvar, and then it shows like upside down number 7 car Corey LaJoie, P32. Dude, the memes have been great, dude. Oh man, I think it's freaking
absolutely
awesome.
justified. It's absolutely justified, man.
Oh,
Corey
man.
LaJoie.
He's terrible.
Yeah, there's a reason you don't have a ride. Go back to I don't even know. Maybe
Just
he'll
keep stacking pennies.
next year. Next year he's gonna make 3 starts with NY Racing, and he won't get paid for any of it.
Oh man, I don't think he could win in the ARCA series. I really don't. If he went back to ARCA, I don't think he could win.
Yeah, because that's the only thing he's won in, right? He never won in trucks. He never won in Xfinity.
No,
I think the only thing and I don't know if he won in ARCA, if it was just K&N.
yeah, I don't know. I'd have to go
I
back.
don't know either.
Yeah, he's
I
terrible.
don't think it matters at this point.
No, he's terrible. He's been terrible. He's garbage. But controversy at the end of this race, in my opinion, what Truex barely kisses the outside wall, just a little touch, a little kiss to the wall, like instant caution, like instantly. They threw that caution quicker than when LaJoie was upside down. That's crazy.
They did. They did. I think somebody said that LaJoie was upside down for 5 seconds before they threw that caution.
Yeah.
What are we doing, NASCAR? That car is not just going to keep going upside down.
Yeah.
It is upside down. If there's anything that's more worthy of a caution in NASCAR, in the history of the sport, it's when a car is upside down at any point. And they didn't throw it then. And then I saw the onboard from Truex's car, and then like the one shot that they had of it at first. It's like, why did they throw a caution? And then I saw the cam from the front stretch, and his car was sideways, and it hit the wall really good. But the caution wasn't out there yet. His car was already going. He was picking up speed going straight down the front stretch. And then they threw the caution. Where was that with Ryan Brees? He was stopped on the track at Indianapolis.
It's NASCAR, man. BDN. And a good thing Reddick fought back on those restarts and won that race, because he deserved to win the race, man. Like, if he would have lost the race, I'd have been so freaking angry, because like NASCAR's manipulated and screwed drivers out of so many wins, dude. It's unbelievable. So good thing Reddick won. That's all I'm gonna say. Too bad for Chastain though. He ends up getting spun out late, lost a lot of points. It looked like he was gonna get out of there with a pretty good points day and be able to maybe open that gap up to the cut line, but it didn't happen. Just
good news for Bubba though that happened, because that helped save Bubba's chances.
Yes.
And Bubba, that second to last caution, he was going to get the free pass, but then Justin Haley got lapped like 2 laps before that. And so he lost the free pass, and that really hurt his day. And obviously, he didn't have the car anymore with the damage he got from that wreck. But
Yeah, crazy.
that none of that should have happened because of the Truex thing. Why are we throwing that caution?
It should never have been a caution. I mean, it's ridiculous. And then, well, it helped Busher out because Busher, he's got. We'll look at the points battle right now. So Gibbs 14th, 39 up. Busher's plus 16 now and 15th, and then Chastain is plus 1 over Bubba Wallace in 16th and 17th respectively. So, 2 races to go. It's getting interesting.
Yeah.
I think Chastain's doomed. I really do. I think it's time officially put the nail in the hammer. You cannot buy a break this year.
And he has Darlington going for him. He's been fast at Darlington, but he's also, I think, wrecked last 2 times he's been at Darlington from his own doing. He raced Kyle Larson way too hard and got in that wreck. I think he wrecked. Maybe he didn't wreck in the spring. Maybe I'm remembering that one wrong. But
well, that's if he doesn't lose a ton of points at Daytona either. I mean, it's just like
and nobody knows what Daytona. I mean, even Bubba's going to be fast at Daytona. He always is, and he gets wrecked out early. And that goes with the regular season points too. We have 3 drivers. I don't think it's 4 drivers. We have 4 drivers at this point, this late in the season, fighting for regular season points. I think last year Truex said it clinched at this point. Like,
yeah,
it's tight battles all over. So Daytona is going to be, it's going to be crazy.
Yeah, it's going to be nuts. Anything else you guys want to talk about the Cup race, racing wise? Anything like that? Anything I missed?
William Byron. Did you hear his interview after the race?
I did not.
So he gets out of the car and he said, "I'm going to be rethinking that interview. You know, he's lost this race before. The leader has lost this race before from somebody who started on the bottom because they picked the high line. He passes Reddick on the bottom to get first on the restart, knowing that he's lost this race before, that the leader has lost this race before, and that the bottom line is going to be the line that he wants to be on. And he still picked the high line and lost the race.
Yeah.
Don't admit that you knew that this was the dumb idea when you did the dumb thing. What are you doing, Byron? And I'm glad he did. Obviously, it was a static that Reddick, who had the best car by a mile after Larson wrecked out, won this race. But Byron, and I even said I think I said in Discord after that caution came out, I said Byron's going to Mickey Mouse his way into this race because he wasn't relevant all day until this last restart, really. And then he goes and knows that he got the lead. The leader loses the lead on a green-white checkered by picking the top, and he goes and picks the top.
Yeah, it was dumb. Yeah, I'm with you there. I would have figured he would take the bottom. We saw the bottom all day succeed on those restarts. Yeah, I don't know, especially for the control car. But
yeah, all you need is you get that good push on the bottom, and you're going to clear them, and then you can't. Not with a couple of laps, you're not going to build up enough momentum to pass them unless you get a really good run, which is really hard to do on the restart. But yeah,
right, yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, but Reddick
I
wins,
hope that NASCAR
and now is the regular season points leader right now, right?
He is by 10 points, which I don't think anybody expected Tyler Reddick to be in contention for regular season points. I think people knew he was going to be good. I didn't think that he would be in contention for regular season championship by any means.
That's crazy.
But I mean, most top 5 by I think 2, and he's got the most top 10s by I think 4, and now he has the best average finish ahead of Chase Elliott, who has 1 finish outside of the top 20 all season. So, and he's averaging Larson, Reddick the last, was it 4 races, has averaged a 3.4 finish the last 6 races. Crazy consistent right now, and it's been on all of these different types of tracks. So
turning up at the right time. Yeah,
I hope he keeps it up. I'm excited. He needs those playoff points because he hasn't won any. He hasn't had that many stages, and then a couple of wins for playoff points. So,
all right. Well, that's the crazy weekend of racing we had. A lot of great stuff. I enjoyed all of it. I mean, that was fun. IndyCar drama. Got some NASCAR drama. Great racing. But we're gonna do the driver of the week, bonehead of the week, and then we'll get into race previews for this weekend's races, and then wrap up this podcast here for tonight. So, driver of the week nominees: Anthony Alfredo, P4 in the Xfinity Series race; Linus Lundqvist Didn't even talk about him. P3, great job. He's auditioning for a ride for next year. I hope he gets one. And then Zane Smith, P7, another great finish for an actual driver that drives an Aspire. And then Bonehead of the Week, KO Collette, wrecking Jamie Chadwick. Just boneheaded move, stupid. Riley Herbst wrecking himself. I mean, put the blame on the spotter, but ultimately you're the guy behind the wheel. You can't just do that. Yeah, I love it. And then Hung Money, running out of talent. Oh man, that's great. Alrighty, let's do some previews. So this weekend we've got a lot of races. We've got Trucks and ARCA over at Milwaukee, Xfinity and Cup at Daytona, closing in on the final races of the regular season there in those series. IndyCar, Indy NXT at Portland. I'm excited about that specifically because I'll be there this weekend. Super excited. And then F1 at Zandvoort for the Dutch Grand Prix, and then IMSA and the Pilot Series there at VIR for another round with the GT cars. So notable entries in the trucks: Swallich, Tricon, Marco Andretti in the 04 Roper, Sammy Smith being number 7 Spire, Connor Jones back with Thorsport, and I just like bringing this guy as a notable entry because he's got the best name, Jack Wood for McAnally. Oh man. Then the
true story. It's like this lady I used to know. Her name was Anita Cock. That's her real name. You can look her up. Pretty funny.
That's great. Oh man. And then the Xfinity Series, we got Gus Dean and the number 15 AM Racing Machine. Let's go. Joe Graff Jr., Ryan Truex will both be in JGR Toyotas this weekend. Jeffrey Earnhardt in the Sam Hunt Racing Machine. Old Jordy Anderson, he's back behind the wheel this weekend in Xfinity Series for his own team. And then Brennan Poole making another start with Alpha Tori this weekend. Or Alpha.
My wife saw the post from AM Racing about Gus Dean being in it, and she looked at me today. She goes, "Who the hell is Gus Dean?"
Oh, that's
badass.
a crime.
That's a crime.
That's a crime.
That's a crime.
I'm like, he won Daytona this year in ARCA. I said the Dega boys love him. They love Gus Dean.
Hell yeah. Gus Dean's our boy,
G.
man.
It's just the way she looked at me. She said, "Who the hell is Gus Dean?" Good name, Gus. Anybody with the name Gus, you're a legend. I love that
Dude,
name.
he's gonna end up winning the race now. Everybody's gonna know who he is. Oh man. And then in the Cup Series, full field, 40 cars. How crazy is that? That's been a while since we've seen that in the Cup Series. Cody Ware and the number 15 for Rick Ware. SVG for colleague. Austin Hill. And the number 33
He should not be named.
And then Joey Gase, NY Racing making another return. Retzloff making another start in the Cup Series for Beard. And then old BJ's back, the number 78 car. Too bad he's not in the 69. But we'll continue here. The Friday Xfinity Wawa 250. Freaking Xfinity names, man. They're the worst.
The Beef It's What's for Dinner 300 and then the Wawa 250.
The
or Daytona
Liuna.
races.
Yeah. The Cabo
Yeah.
Wabo 250.
Okay, I had so much fun this past weekend saying Cabo Wabo. I've just been going nuts with Cabo Wabo. I think my wife's sick of me for saying Cabo Wabo, but what a good name.
Yeah. So
and then,
great.
the broadcast during the Xfinity race, they showed a woman in the crowd.
Drinking,
she had her cup in her hand, and they're like, "Bitch, it's got Cabo Wabo up in there."
It's just got the Cabo Wabo. Oh man. All right. Friday the Xfinity Series race picks for this weekend's race. The guy won it at Talladega. He's in an RCR car, and I think they're gonna be wicked fast again, like they always are. I also think the colleague cars are gonna be fast. They usually work together pretty well at these super speedway races. Junior Motorsports is gonna choke it, so don't count on them. They do it every time at a plate race. So I'm going with Jesse Love. I think Jesse Love wins this race. I think he's going to have a very fast, dominant car, very dominant run. I think he's going to have control track position all day. I think Jesse Love's got to beat. My dark horse, I'm going to stick with it, Sheldon Creed. I think he gets another fantastic P2 finish this weekend.
All right, for my favorite, I was going to choose Love. I chose Love at Talladega, and he won the race. Obviously, that RCR program is pretty strong, but I'm going to stray a little bit here. I'm going to go with Van Glizzy, and I'm going to tell you why. It's because of how amazing he was during that Cup race at Talladega. He was up there up front, leading laps, like commanding the field. I mean, he was doing a phenomenal job for being a V8 supercar driver. So I think he's learned a lot since then. I think he can go out there. I think he can do the same thing in Xfinity and go and win a race and put those haters to the side who say he's not a real NASCAR driver because he hasn't won on an oval, which is the most ridiculous statement I've ever heard in my life. An argument and point in case Corey LaJoy. Okay, my dark horse, Gus Dean. Gus Dean, I am taking him with the number 15. He's going to turn that team around, and he's going to get a very good finish. Won at Daytona with the ARCA Series. He could do it here again in the Xfinity.
No, when you say he's going to turn that team around, he's not going to do the Haley Deegan turn the team around and
Not
back
on
into
track.
the wall. Not okay.
Not
Okay, I just wanted to
track.
clarify. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. He may have a 15 on the side of that car, but it's not going to be acting like the typical 15. With Barry in there and whoever
Lawless and Barrier and old Deagleberries.
Yeah. My favorite though was when Joey Logano got in the car and everybody's like, "See, Joey Logano's not doing good," and then the guy finishes 8th.
Yeah.
When is the last time Joey Logano's even run an Xfinity car, let alone on a road course with a team whose crew chief doesn't even know how to make adjustments?
You know what, Dallas? You're just a chauvinist.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Oh man. All right, Dallas, your picks. Who's gonna get the win this weekend?
Like, I already let you guys know earlier today that I was going to be on the broadcast, and I still wasn't smart enough to think about picks. I don't want to do it, but how can you not pick Austin Hill, whose car is always 14 seconds faster than the second place car, which is his teammate, every time they go to a super speedway? Like, I don't know what RCR is putting in those cars, but like, somebody needs to find out because they are way faster than everybody else. So if Austin Hill finds a way to bumper car the 6 cars in front of him on the second to last lap, he's probably going to win this race. I don't even know who's due for a win. If it's going to be a surprise winner, probably Sammy Smith or Brandon Jones. I think if you're going to have a surprise winner, quote unquote, it'll be a junior motorsports car because you're just not going to expect them to be that fast. And I don't want to pick Sheldon Creed because I don't want to keep doing that to him. It's bad juju. But Austin Hill would have to be my favorite, and then either Jones or Sammy Smith is kind of my dark horse. Which is wild to think that a junior motorsports car at any point would be a dark horse, but
neither of them are in the playoffs. So I mean, it is a dark horse, and they basically Sammy Smith can make it on points mathematically, but Brandon Jones is a must win, so it's still a dark horse. So it's a good pick. I'm gonna make our picks for the Virginia for Lovers Grand Prix at VIR for the Michelin Pilot Challenge Series. I love watching the Pilot Challenge Series, one of my favorite series. It's so entertaining. But I'm gonna go with the 57 Windward. Ellis and Ward are just super good this year, and I like pulling for them to win. And then the GT4 cars not doing too good in the GT3 cars, but the GT4 cars of the Pilot Challenge are doing a great job. So I'm gonna pick them this weekend. And then again, I'm gonna go with McCumbee, number 13, because I mean they're basically dog water, so I like picking them. TCR. The number 17 Audi, they're going to go back to victory lane. Miller and Taylor, they're going to go back to victory lane. They've been the best team all year in TCR. They're going to have to contend with Wickens and Gottsacker in the number 33. That's going to be definite competition for them, but I think the 17 Audi gets back in winning ways. And then I'm going to pick the number 52 Audi as my dark horse for the meme because they've really been trash this year. So just go for the meme.
I'm going to be honest. I watch for Robert Wickens. And that's who I'm just cheering on Robert Wickens. That's all I'm doing.
I couldn't tell you another driver that races in that. I just know Robert Wickens, and that's because he's a certified badass. So
he really is. Again, I was
he is.
there
I mean,
on
he
that
is.
fateful day with Robert Wickens at Pocono, and it was. I sincerely thought the dude died. When the car came back through the paddock, it was just an ominous, horrible scene. Sincerely thought he died. So, even just to see him even in any sort of capacity in racing just absolutely blows my mind. I'm a Robert Wickens fan for life. He's an absolute G.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, if I almost died doing something, I probably would never want to do it again. And not only did he couldn't wait to get back. And I'm like, what he's able to do, and you have to change everything you know about driving because now you have to drive completely different now. Yeah. So for him to do that and be ever to be competitive again and just continue to just do what he does, Robert Wickens will always be one of my favorite drivers of all time because of that. Like absolute legend. That's nothing else to say about Robert Wickens.
Yep.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
And he was also, when I went to see IMSA for the first time at Road America, I didn't know anybody. And I'm going through there and he wheeled past me. I was like, that's Robert Wickens, man. Like, I know that guy. I know that's Robert Wickens. He's the only guy I knew there. And I looked at my wife. I'm like, that's Robert Wickens. She's like, who? I'm like, I'm about to show you something, and you're going to be surprised that this guy's even here. And I showed her the crash. You couldn't believe it either.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's an amazing story. And I think it could definitely win this weekend. I think it'll be between them and the Audi. So we'll see if they can get the job done once again with his return back to Pilot Challenge a couple of weeks ago, and he won. So let's see if he can go back to back. All right. Coke Zero Sugar 400 on Saturday, the Cup Series. I'm doing it. I'm making a revelation to the racing gods here. This is gonna freaking happen. This man has won every year of his entire Cup Series career. The streak is not ending. This man is not missing the playoffs. Kyle KF freaking Busch, man. He is gonna win this weekend. He is gonna put on a freaking display. He's going to see that checker flag. He's going to take inspiration from Andy Jesus. He's going to see the checker flag, or he's going to see Jesus crying. Kyle Busch is going to win this damn race, man. He is making the playoffs. He's going to upset the bubble line. We could talk about Busch or Chastain and Bubba all we want, but this man is going to punch his ticket this weekend to the NASCAR playoffs. He's going to get the win and put all of the bad juju of this year behind him. Kyle freaking Busch is going to win. My dark horse, I'm sticking with it because I think that the Fords are going to be fast, and I picked this. I got to have one of my freaking bold predictions hit, man. Todd Gilliland's going to win this, or is my dark horse this weekend. I think he.
I really hate that you did that because your bold predictions have been horrible this year. So now he's going to crash out in like lap 3 now, and I'm be like, Jay,
I jinxed him, dude. I jinxed him. I totally.
I didn't get to see the pickle car that long this past weekend, and I'm not going to see Todd Gilliland this much this weekend with you picking him like that. Come on.
I know. It's rough. It's rough out here.
All right, for my favorite, I was going to choose Busch, but I'm going to share the love here because I do want to see Chastain win. I'm going to choose him to be my favorite this weekend. It's a super speedway race. He had a great run going at Daytona, got screwed. So we'll see what he could do returning to Daytona. I think that he's going to have a good package. I think he's going to be fast, and I think that the number 1 car is definitely going to be one to look out for. For my dark horse, I'm going with Van Glizzy again. I mean, he did so good at Talladega. All right. He can do the same exact thing again. He's going to have some help from quite literally nobody, but he carries that team on his back anyways. So I think that SVG is the man to do that. If they chose anybody to race this race, SVG was the right one.
I thought you were going to go on some elaborate list of people that are going to help him.
Yeah, they could have chose Biffle. They could have.
I was like, where's he going with this? Who's going to help SVG?
With the help of absolutely nobody. Oh, that's great.
Nobody's showing up for this one. They ain't going to have a damn soul in that pit box.
See, I don't want Busch to win, and I don't want Chastain to win because I want Bubba to make the playoffs because I think he has a playoff-worthy car this year, and I don't think Busch or Chastain have run that. I think out of those 3, Bubba's the one I want in. So if Bubba can't win, which I don't think he's going to because the luck of the thing. I was going between Ryan Blaney or Ty Gibbs, and I don't know which one. I want to pick Ty Gibbs because Ty Gibbs has been really good this season. He's been consistent other than the past few weeks. But this Ford power, man, I think I got to go with Ryan Blaney. I don't think you can count out Ryan Blaney this late in the season. This is where he got his run last year and started going. And then Dark Horse, I'm going to do it. Give me Noah Gragson. Let's get Noah Gragson up there. I wouldn't even care. If Noah Gragson won a race and knocked Bubba out of the playoffs, I don't even think I'd be upset. I don't think I'd be upset. I'd Noah Gragson win. I'd be okay with that. I don't think I think I'd be okay with that. Good old Lyle. He's learned a lot from turn 6, man. Learned a lot.
He has changed. He has changed.
Best comment of the year is still Chicago. Yeah. He told the reporter, I'm still having PTSD from turn 6.
Lyle's landing. I think that haircut did him in, man. I think he lost all brain cells when he got that haircut and he forgot how to drive a race car.
Facts. Once he cut that damn thing off, he's been away.
He cut that hair. He liked George Floyd memes, and then his season went downhill from there.
R.I.P. man.
R.I.P. Alrighty. Sunday, Formula One race. Formula One is back from their summer break. The Dutch Grand Prix at Zandvoort. This weekend, I think it's going to be a McLaren-dominated race. I really do. I feel confident about that. McLaren was really faster last year. Lando threw this race away, if you guys remember, in the rain. In this race,
sound like Lando.
and this race also last year had a lot of rain that played a factor. We saw the most amount of lead or passes on track that we've seen in an F1 race in a long time there last year. I don't know if it'll play out the same. I think that the McLarens are going to qualify up front. I think they're going to have the pace, and they're going to put Red Bull and even Mercedes, who's really turned up as of late, kind of in the dust. And out of those McLarens, the guy that's going to win this race isn't the choke artist. It's the other teammate who's got way more upside, way more potential, and he's going to win his second Grand Prix and not with all this shadow drama around it. That's Oscar Piastri. He's going to win this race this weekend. And then my dark horse is Yuki Tsunoda, just because I believe this guy got screwed by Red Bull by not putting him in the car and re-signing Perez. He's absolutely turned up this year when Ricciardo's been absent. He's absolutely getting great performances. He's been in the points several of the last Grand Prix. I think Tsunoda could shock the world one of these races. I think he could legitimately win a race for the end of this year. A lot of weird things have to happen for that to happen, but I believe Tsunoda's got the talent, and I think I'm going to take him as my dark horse this weekend. I think he gets points. I think he potentially could be fighting in the top 6. So,
All right, my favorite, hometown favorite, the boy Verstappen. I'm going to go with him. I think that if it's any place that you could turn around your string of bad finishes, it's going to be the Dutch Grand Prix. So, my dark horse, once again, I'm going to go with Tsunoda. I'm probably going to go with him for the rest of the year. I believe in Tsunoda. He deserves that Red Bull seat, and I'll be an advocate for it. Perez needs to go away. He needs to go away, and Tsunoda needs to be in that seat. And anything less or anything more than that it's just a crime. It's just a crime. Tsunoda needs to be in that seat.
I'll agree with that. Zandvoort's the one with that, like, turn 3's like banked, right?
yeah.
Yeah. It's really cool corner.
Yeah, I love that track.
I don't want to pick Verstappen. I don't really want Verstappen to win anymore, but I pick Verstappen. He's so much faster than everybody at this track. He's just so good.
Yeah.
And I don't want to pick Tsunoda because I don't want to be you guys. So I think Verstappen would have to be my favorite. Who am I going to pick?
I don't want to be
His
like you guys.
His teammates out of the question. Perez is done. Ricciardo's not going to do anything. Russell will probably find a way to screw up his own race, like typical Mercedes fashion. Give me Lance Stroll. You know what? Lance Stroll. He's been better than Alonso lately anyways. Give me Lance Stroll.
Pass the peace pipe, man.
Yeah, give me Lance Stroll. You know what? He's going to come out. He's going to beat Tsunoda. He's going to kick Tsunoda's butt. That's what's going to happen this weekend.
That'd be a cold day in hell.
Yeah, that's a.
There.
And you know what? If he
bold.
doesn't, if me picking him causes this to crash out on like lap 2 and finish 19th, I think I'd be okay with that too.
Yeah.
Give me the eyebrows himself, Lance Stroll.
Heck yeah. Oh man. All right. ARCA series on Sunday at Milwaukee. We got the Sprecher 150. I'm taking Swalwich.
Sprecher.
Okay. I'm not from Wisconsin.
Sprecher root beer like that, man. Sprecher.
Oh man. All right. So
if
I'm
you
gonna
haven't tried their sodas, you need to. Absolutely. 100 out of 100. Recommend. Tom, go. Don't even start with me, man. Don't even start with me. I will go cheese on your butt, okay? I will go full on Wisconsin. I will curdle your way. I'm sorry, I should have said that. That's kind of gross.
Oh man. Yeah, I'm taking Swalwich. I don't think I have to say anymore. Swalwich is gonna win this race. And then my dark horse. I don't know if Andy G's is gonna be there. I haven't seen an entry list yet. But Christian Rose has been to every race so far. He had a P4 or 5 finish a couple weeks ago. I think they build on that momentum. I think he's gonna do all right, top 5 again. So I'll take Christian Rose as my dark horse.
I'm gonna take Perez for my favorite, and then for my dark horse, I'm gonna go with Robusto. And I haven't seen an entry list either, but with that run that she had last week, what a great way to continue it.
Probably not even racing.
Yeah, probably not. It's a mile track.
I looked to see if I could find the entry list too, but it's not even out yet.
I mean, she ran
That's
at
a bummer.
Phoenix. She should be able to run at Milwaukee. Same distance. I don't know. We'll find out.
I don't know what Venturini's doing. I don't think Venturini knows what the hell they're doing half the time either.
No.
I mean, I guess I don't know. They did give Swalich a chance last year, and he wrecked everybody, and they gave him a ride at Joe Gibbs. So maybe they know what the hell they're doing. How do you pick against Swalich? How do you? It's like Ty Gibbs when he ran the ARCA series. If Ty Gibbs didn't win the race, there was a problem.
Yeah.
Does anybody know if Dillich is running?
We don't know. Yeah, we haven't seen that.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. I guess that'd be a low ball pick too. I wouldn't want to pick. It's gonna be Swalich. It's gonna be Swalich, and if that race goes green the entire time, he's gonna win by like a lap and a half. And then dark horse. Rose is a good one. You know what? Give me Perez. Perez deserves it.
He's the points leader.
Killer run at
Win a race.
Michigan. He's right there. Give me Perez. Dark horse.
Heck yeah. All right. And then also on Sunday, right after the ARCA race at Milwaukee, is the Leuna 175. I'm going with Majeski. And yeah. Well, I picked him in my final four in the trucks, and this is the first race of the playoffs. It's a home state race for him, right? Milwaukee.
Yep.
So, yeah. With that sentiment, I think he wins this race and kind of sets himself up for the next round of the playoffs. And then for my dark horse, the guy I picked to win the ARCA race, I think he's going to do really good things in the truck race as well. In the Tricon truck, that's Swalich. I think Swalich getting top 5 in this race. So that's my dark horse. That's my pick.
All right, I'm looking at the back-to-back two-time champion of Milwaukee, Grant Enfinger, as my favorite. My championship pick this year, he's going to get it done. First round of the playoffs this weekend at Milwaukee. All right, my dark horse. Man, we dug into this, did we not?
Oh, dude, this is a rabbit hole, dude.
I was looking at the entry list, and I was like, Matthew Gould. Nice Motorsports.
That's a familiar
and then
name.
Jay was like, dude, Phil Gould is the crew chief over there. Are they related? And I was like, holy cow, dude. Let's look this up. I went on Twitter. I went and looked. Yes, they are related. It is father-son. And Matt Gould is going to be running a Nice truck this week, and I don't know if his dad's going to be crew chief for him. Probably not, because he's with Honeycutt. But everybody watching this right now, go on X and, do the hashtag make Nice great again.
Yes.
Or make Gould great again. And urge Nice to get the father-son combo for this weekend. But I'm choosing Matt Gould. I mean, from one Gould to another, let's get it done. Let's get it done. And then I want to throw in an honorable mention. Because for the real OGs, you'll remember, Norm Benning is going to be in Milwaukee.
He ain't making
Honorable
the race.
mention. It doesn't matter. That beautiful number yellow, or that yellow number 6 on that red car background. Love it.
You know what? Just because you want it to happen, I'm going to pick my favorite as Caden Honeycutt. And then I'm going to take my dark horse as Matthew Gould. Just so that a Gould gets in victory lane if one of my picks is correct.
Yes.
We're going to Gould for gold. Gould for gold. Hashtag Gould for gold.
Yes.
There we go.
Yes.
Make these.
Yes.
And, all right. Here's what we should do. Prop bet on who's going to win, who's going to make the race, Norm Benning or Blake Lothian? I don't know. Floridian Motorsports versus Norm Benning Racing. Who's making it in?
I'm Florida man.
Yeah,
It's
we're
easy.
talking about
They're gonna put meth in the gas tanks.
Yeah, we're talking about like meth or diabetes.
Yeah. Well, who's gonna win?
I don't know. Carl Long is crew chiefing the 121. So the 21,
Long?
and then and
They're
then,
making it.
Fail.
No, they're gonna make it.
That's what I'm saying. It's a Carl Long. It's a Carl Long truck at the end of the day. I mean,
All right. Well,
Norm Benning might
that
have
would
a
be a
chance
good
here.
poll we could post at the end of the podcast. Who makes the race? Is it?
It's going to be who's 4 seconds off
Yeah.
pace and who's 4.5 seconds off pace.
Yeah.
That's what it's going to come down to.
4.5 minutes is more like it, though.
You know what? Because I was supposed to be VIP for Norm Benning this weekend, and I'm not able to go. Norm Benning's going to make this race. He's going to make this race. He's going to do it.
I think so. I really don't. If he does, man, I'll be the first one to eat crow, and I hope I have to, because that would be an awesome story, man. That'd be great. All right. Well, we got all kinds of cool stuff to watch. So there's a battle for the win, dark horse, and then who's gonna make the race?
Who thought the truck race at Milwaukee was going to be the most highly anticipated race of the weekend?
Yeah, right. Season or playoff opener, man. You never know what can happen. Oh man. All right. Picks for the IMSA Michelin GT Challenge. It's just the GTD Pro cars, GTD cars, just like last year at VIR. My pick for the Pro cars, I'm going with the Rexy, the number 77 AO Racing Porsche. They've been the class of the field this year. The Vassar Sullivan, I love the team. Their car is just outdated. They need a new car for next year. They've just been getting beat on a week out basis in the pro class. Not by driver talent, not by team, just by car. But this weekend, I think Rexy gets back to victory lane, and the Corvettes turned up too. I mean, the Corvettes I feel like are going to be in the mix, but I still think the Porsche is gonna prevail here and kind of secure this championship. And then for my dark horse. We keep doing this every week, Tom. We're like suckers for punishments, but I'm going to the 65 Ford car, the Multimatic team, purely because of Joey Hand. I know you NASCAR fans hate the dude. You think he's a garbage race car driver, whatever we had to hear after Chicago. But I think Joey Hand going to put this car on his back, and it's going to fall apart on his back. So that's my dark horse for this weekend.
My favorite for the pro class, I'm going with the Vassie Soli number 14, Lexus. Yeah, baby. Look, that 77 AO Porsche is stupid fast. Yeah, they're gonna have to do some God's work to get back in it. But anyways, I've been doing it all year since Daytona. I'm gonna continue to do it for the rest of the year. I'm going with the number 64. I'm just going to share the love here because I would have chose the 65 as well. But let's make the meme a little bit bigger here with the number 64 Ford. So I'm sticking with those guys.
So sad.
I couldn't tell you anything, so I'm not even going to make picks. Sports cars are you guys. I'm not as big into the sports cars. I'll watch them if they're on, but I couldn't tell you. It's IMSA there, or is it just the Michelin series?
No, it's the Pilot Challenge, and then as well as the IMSA WeatherTech series. But it's just the GT3 cars this weekend. So
yeah, I couldn't tell you anybody's driving. Is Juan Montoya racing? Sometimes he races GT3s. Cool. I couldn't even tell you. I don't know. I don't think so. No. The only other guy I go for in IMSA is Jordan Taylor, and that's just because my wife thinks he's hot. So
fair enough. Oh man. And then at GTD, I'm going with the 12 Vassie just because they have honestly kicked ass this year in GTD. Spotter Parker Thompson behind the wheel, kicking ass, taking names, man, putting the heart to the field, and I love to see it. And I love the Vassar Sullivan team. I'm taking them this weekend. They're gonna get back to victory lane. And then again for my dark horse, I'm gonna take the 70 Inception McLaren. I think they end up they finished like P2 or P3 a couple weeks ago at Watkins Glen because I said I'm gonna pick them as my dark horse because they've been just absolutely good this year and they can't finish a race and then they end up getting a podium finish. So I'll take them again as a dark horse. Maybe that'll improve a few positions and win this thing.
All right. For my GTD picks, again, I've done it all year. I believe in the team. I will continue to believe in the team. But this team here, the number 12 Vassie Soli, has been so freaking impressive. The spotter is an absolute Chad behind the wheel. I mean, that dude is just on a different level, man. He's just on a different level. Vassie Soli, all day long. Rest of the year, they're going to be my choice. And then for my dark horse, same thing all year again. We're doing the 55 Proton Ford because that is just a meme. Yep.
Oh, man. I love it, dude.
Dad.
Not only is it Proton, it's also Ford. It's just the perfect mix, man. It's great. Oh, man. Alrighty. And then Sunday. the Indy NXT, the Grand Prix of Portland. I'll be there. And while I'm there, I put the good juju in the sky already. I already blessed the tree huggers of Portland. They've already gave me their acceptance, and they said it's gonna happen. So and they told me that Jamie Chadwick was gonna win this race. Woman power, man. Fight for women's rights. Hell yeah, let's go, Jamie Chadwick.
After last week's race, she's part of the Me Too movement, I think, at this point.
No,
Yeah.
she got
I won't say it on here, but she got.
Yeah, so Jamie Chadwick is going to win this weekend. She's going to get redemption. She's going to get her second win of the year, and it's going to come at the final road race of the year here at Portland. And I'm going to be absolutely jacked out over the moon watching this happen on Sunday morning. It's going to be so great. And then my dark horse, I'm going to Miles Rowe. I mean, he had such a great start to the season. He's really had a bad few races recently. I think that he's a rookie. He's in the learning phase. I think next year he's going to be a championship contender. Him, Calais, and Chadwick are going to be your 3 front runners, I think, next year for the championship. And I think this is the way to start that championship run is you got to build that momentum now. And I think this is the great place for him to build the momentum. He kicked ass last year. He won the USF Pro 2000s races, swept them last year at Portland. I think he can do great things at Portland. It's a good track for him, so I'm going to take him as my dark horse.
All right, for my favorite, I chose her at Road America. She won. I'm going to choose her again here in Portland, and she's going to win. She is. I have a good feeling about it. What a great year, great season she's having so far. Really, really excited for next year. And then for my dark horse, I'm going to choose the guy P4 in points right now. Still hasn't got a win, but it can happen. Callum Hedge, he can absolutely win at Portland as well. And yeah, I think he's going to be one to watch out for.
Yeah, I think this race is all about survival in the turn one. Because wasn't it last year where we had that big pileup to like 8 cars in turn one?
Yep.
It's so fun to watch. Oh man. Alrighty.
I don't have picks. I wasn't prepared. I didn't even know where they were racing this weekend. Give me Chadwick though. I'm a big Chadwick fan. Anytime she can win a race, let's go Chadwick.
That's what I'm saying. Chadwick for the win. All right, and then on Sunday, after the Indy NXT race at Portland, the BitNile.com Grand Prix of Portland for the IndyCar Series. We got 4 races left in this championship, and the guy sitting P3 in points, Scott Dixon, turned up at the end of last season. I think he's going to do it again this year. He may still come up short of the Pelot for the championship, but damn, was he good here last year until Pelot kind of took control at the end. I think he gets redemption this year, and I think Dixon goes to victory lane, wins another race, solidifies that he's the GOAT. He is the GOAT of IndyCar, just a fact. And I think he wins here at Portland. And then my dark horse, I'm sticking with the Ganassi theme because I think they're going to be really good. I think Pelot's will probably win this race. I'm going out on a limb here with Dixon, but Lundgaard. What a freaking Chad season he's having towards the back half here. He's really turned up. I think it all started with that qualifying session at Road America, built the confidence, and then had that unfortunate mistake where he got into his teammate there on the first turn at Road America. But ever since then, Lundqvist has really proven to be a good driver, great driver. I think he deserves an IndyCar ride next year. And I think that this weekend, I think he backs up his podium at Worldwide and does another one this weekend. So I'm going to take Lundgaard. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Pelot, Dixon, Lundgaard, your top 3 at the end of this race. I would not be shocked one bit.
Right. For my favorite, Pelot, baby. We're going to get that back-to-back Portland win, and we're going to go head into the, final 3 races with a bigger points lead and a great safety net. So I think that Pelot, with the masterclass that he had last year, especially with a little bit of strategy and a little bit of luck there, which you always need to win a race, Pelot can get it done. So I'm really looking forward to Pelot and what he can do. My dark horse, man, I just freaking love this guy. The comeback tour is alive. He's going to Foyt next year with help, confirmed, with Penske, which maybe be another discussion for another podcast, yes. But my bold prediction, Will Power's replacement. Catch me on it. Clip that, baby. Put it in your bank, because I think it's happening. But David Malukas, dark horse for this weekend at Portland. Watch out for that kid. He is unbelievable.
Hell yeah.
Oh, my turn. What else am I gonna pick? Oh my god, I'm having a big brain fart. Paddle, give me paddle.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's also who my wife roots for, and at this point, I got to go for who my wife roots for because I don't really have a dog in this fight. Give me Paddle. Paddle's a fun guy. I like Paddle.
I agree. Dallas is a very forgettable name.
Oh, Ward.
I just had to think of the color. When I think IndyCar, every driver I think of
the color.
It's how my brain works, okay? It's how my brain works. It's how my brain works. And every time I was like trying to think of its color, or I was trying to think of the driver. I was like, what driver was the color associated with? And it was orange.
Right.
But I kept thinking red, and I'm like, I don't want Penske because everything in my head that's red is Penske, and I'm like, it wasn't that. Just like blue is Pillow. If I think of blue in IndyCar, it's Pillow. I'm sorry that's how my brain processes information, and that might be the dumbest thing I'll ever say.
No.
But I was like, oh, orange. Okay. McLaren, who I don't really like, but I like Pato. You guys can laugh at me all you want.
No.
I do association by color, man. That's
it
how
was
my
the delivery. It
The
was
delivery.
the delivery that caught me off guard, man. That was the color.
Yeah, you're like, oh, he's a forgettable name. Well, I was trying to think of the color. That's how my brain. Sometimes I forget that people can't, see how my brain works. I'm pretty sure that it's like a 3/4 dead hamster pedaling on a bike at this point. That's just kind of keep me functioning. But yeah, I associate things with colors. That's why I like paint schemes that change all the time. I struggle with. I like keep it all the same. Well, I knew the orange car in NASCAR was Tony Stewart. Give me that. Easy to handle. I know the orange team is always McLaren everywhere they go. And I was like, okay. And then I thought red. And I'm like, I'm not thinking Penske because I feel like all of their cars are red all the time. Yeah. That's how my brain processes information. There's a lot going on up here.
Like, Paddle Award 5.
Yeah, I have to go by numbers. That's the only way I could do it.
It would, but the first thing that I was thinking of was colors.
Oh, okay.
And so that's where my mind was colors for some reason. Like at NASCAR, I don't think of anybody in color. I think, except for Joey Logano, because he's always in a bright yellow car. Like that one's not hard to miss. But like NASCAR, you give me numbers, and it's like, oh yeah, no, I'm good to go. But IndyCar's different. You can't see the number half the time on IndyCar. They go by too fast. If you don't know what number they are, you're just like, okay, then you just look at paint schemes. So.
All right. Well,
again, I'm weird.
Best of luck, I guess, to everybody's picks here this weekend. Should be good. I mean, there's like 8-9 quality races this weekend. It's gonna be a fun weekend of racing. You got 2 more quick segments here. NASCAR Fantasy. My 5-driver lineup this weekend. Bubba Wallace, Brad Keselowski, Ryan Blaney, Kyle Busch, Chris Buescher. I think those class the field this weekend.
Let's see. I got Busch, Wallace, Chastain, Reddick, and Buescher.
Yeah, that's a good lineup. Yeah. And then matchups. We got the 45, which is Reddick and Bell. I'm gonna take Reddick over Bell. Reddick's really turned up here this season. Like impressive. So, I think he's gonna finish better.
I'm gonna choose Reddick over Bell.
Yeah, yep. I think that was
Reddick's just so freaking impressive, man.
I think the question is who's going to be in front of who when the Toyotas are tandeming and they all wreck each other again?
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah,
yep, that's right.
Yeah, who's going to survive the big one?
They had one job and they screwed it up. I mean, I'm not going to complain. It worked in favor of Tyler Reddick, but like
crazy. And then the next one is Ryan Blaney, Denny Hamlin. I'm going to take Blaney over Hamlin. I think Blaney is going to be a legit contender to win this race. So, and I think Hamlin will get wrecked out. I mean, the pressure with the regular season championship is gonna get to him, I think. Like it always does. He always folds.
Because I mean, Blaney is obviously having a really good back end of the normal season. But I mean, I don't know. I do feel like this is a pretty good matchup though. But I'm gonna choose Hamlin.
Alrighty.
The question is what is Hamlin's track record with the next gen car at super speedways? And that's not very good, I don't believe.
Well, he's irrelevant anyway.
Get your hatred for Denny Hamlin off of this.
Oh man.
I will not sit here and take all of the okay, you know what? He's kind of a dickhead on track, I get that, and he's kind of an arrogant little asshole sometimes. But god damn it, if he's not one of the funniest guys in NASCAR right now. I mean, he's pretty good. He's pretty good. But I get it. I'd pick
funny
Blaney over
looking.
Hamlin this week. That is true. That is true.
All right. Next one is Buescher and Chastain, which I think is a great matchup because I feel like these two guys are going to be battling for that final playoff spot, in my opinion. Well, and Bubba, but between these two, I'm going to take Buescher over Chastain, and that's purely because I think Chastain is just on a terrible trajectory right now, and I feel bad for the guy, man. Like, God, sucks to see. It sucks to watch, man. It makes you feel freaking terrible.
You know, it's the final two races of the regular season really sway in Chastain's way. So I really do feel like if he could win here, I mean, he's going to be fast at Darlington, but I don't know. If he could get some good momentum here heading into Darlington, then Darlington is obviously going to be a pretty good run for him as well. But I do think he's going to be very fast here. I also believe Buescher is going to be very fast as well, but I'm going to choose Chastain.
All right. And then the last one, again, two Toyotas in kind of in the playoff bubble, Bubba Wallace and Ty Gibbs. I'm gonna take Bubba Wallace because I don't think that Ronald Reagan car is gonna be very fast.
Yep, Wallace. It's Wallace for days.
What a wild sponsor for a vehicle in NASCAR.
Ronald Reagan.
And my wife sent it to me because we did not see a picture of it. We had no context, but she sent me a picture. She goes, "Look at Ty Gibbs' sponsor. What the hell is this?" And I'm like, "Ronald Reagan. What the heck is this?" Because that's how it is on the entry list. It just says Ronald Reagan. That's all it says. There's no context. It's not Reagan movie. Nothing. It's just Ronald Reagan. I was like, "What?"
I didn't even know they were making a movie about him.
Yeah, me neither.
I didn't either. Look at the sponsorship's working.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
they did
thanks.
a good job.
Yeah.
Also, I just realized
irrelevant to just somewhat irrelevant.
I just realized that all of the fantasy picks this week, there's no Chevys in it. Like they don't have faith in Chevy.
Oh yeah.
It's all Ford and Toyota.
And then, all right, final fantasy, F1 fantasy. My 5 driver lineup that I was able to budget were Lando Norris, Piastri, Hulkenberg, Tsunoda, Ricciardo. Yeah.
Dang, that's a good lineup.
That's all right.
I got Leclerc, Piastri, Hulkenberg, Magnussen, and Tsunoda.
That's not terrible. We'll see how good Ferrari does, but it's not terrible. And then for manufacturers, I got McLaren. I think that's obvious reasons, and then Williams because there's only one other one I could afford.
I got Red Bull and Sauber.
All righty. Heck yeah. All right. That's the fantasy picks, all of our race picks, and everything for this week's podcast. Tom, what are we doing on Thursday, man?
RTP IndyCar at Road America.
Might have to tune
I'll probably
in for
get
that.
a restart violation or some stupid crap.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah, you haven't had a bad race. You've just had one bad inconvenience every single race.
Exactly. Yeah. And it ruins.
Just one. Whether it's accidental contact, you watching a restart, just one little thing. Like your races are solid. So if we could just get like a solid race, you're set, man. You're set.
Oh, dude, 100%.
I just didn't know the dude was gonna break.
Yeah.
On a restart. Like.
Well, it should never have been there to begin with. Like
I was on the outside. You should be able to pass on the outside on a restart. You're allowed to do it on any other restart. So I didn't understand. I understand now. I'm just gonna follow the dude wherever he goes until the green flag flies. So I just whatever. But it just really ruined my gateway run. I feel like I could have finished third. Those two guys in front of me were really fast, but oh well.
Yeah, never know now. Yeah. So, yeah, tune in on Thursday. We'll start that at 8 p.m. Eastern time. Run Road America, right? Yep. So, we got, 2 more races to go in this Road to Pro qualifying?
I think it's 3.
Or maybe there's 3. Okay. But, yeah, we'll be here on Thursday. Do that. So, it should be a fun time.
Where are you sitting at in the standings?
Like 80th.
Oh. Bummer.
Yeah. Yep. I could be sitting like 40th.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, all the little things, man. Like like Indianapolis, the setup just missed for some reason. I don't know if it was track temperature or what, but it just missed.
It was bad.
yeah, so come cheer us on Thursday. Come chat with us in there. Or come comment in the chat and hang out and see if we get that trophy hunt now, as Tom says. So should be fun. What else we got going on? Yeah, watch party. Absolute colossal failure on Sunday. Sorry about that, guys. The rain kept coming in, kind of ruined it. So we had tried 2 attempts at it, just didn't pan out. So we may do a kick exclusive one. I kind of want to for the Xfinity Series race at Darlington on the 31st. I think we might do a kick exclusive one for that because I really want to do that race watch party. That was the one I was hoping would win, honestly. So we may do that. So we'll talk about that and we'll let you know if we will do that or not. So go follow us on Kick and also go follow us on all of our other social medias: Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, X, Patreon. Come support the boys. Follow us there. Also join our Discord. We got all kinds of cool stuff on Discord. All kinds of news, rumors, funny memes, whatever it may be, people to interact with. All stay updated with everything happening in the motorsports world. You can find it all on our Discord. That link is in the description below. So come join our awesome community there and hang out with us and post some of your own news. It's always fun to see other people post stuff on there as well. Also, go buy you some Digga Boy merch. Go get you some swag from the Digga Boys merch shop. All the proceeds go back to help us continue to make awesome, great content like this for you guys on YouTube, as well as a little trip that I'm taking this weekend to go to the Portland Grand Prix, and as well as a video coming out of that at Douglas County Speedway, which I cannot wait to get all that footage for you. I've got some help coming with me to get me some good footage, and hopefully we can get some good interviews and stuff. Fingers crossed. See if all that pans out. But we're going to definitely have a cool short track feature for you guys with High Limit Sprint cars coming out here in the next week or so. So stay tuned to the channel. Lots of fun stuff. Is there anything else I'm missing here, Tom?
No, man.
I don't think so. This is fun. We gotta do it again sometime.
I apologize for always getting you guys completely derailed and making these things like way longer than they need to be.
Oh, that's all right.
No, lately we've been going this long.
Yeah, we've usually been going about an hour and a half as of late, so it's not too bad.
I looked, I'm like, oh damn, it's almost 9 o'clock. Well, you guys are an hour ahead, but actually no, you're an hour behind and you're an hour ahead. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
All
gonna
right.
ask, because of the 2 blowovers this weekend, do you think NASCAR is gonna do anything about the next gen specifically? I don't think
No.
they're gonna touch the Xfinity car.
They don't
No.
care about safety.
They don't care.
Okay, good. Because I was worried that they were going to try to make the Cup race like the Xfinity race and make it like a super speedway type deal where they put a spacer in it. And I was worried that Michigan was going to lose its good racing because of it.
Oh, if
So-
the NASCAR fans wanted another plate race, they put another one on the schedule. I mean, it's just already guaranteed. Like, look what they did to Atlanta. Poor Atlanta, man. God.
Poor Atlanta, poor Auto Club,
Poor Auto Club.
Chicagoland,
Yeah.
poor Kentucky.
Yeah.
See, the thing is that they could
Road America.
still
just
go to
all the cool
Chicagoland.
stuff
There's
going on.
nothing stopping them from going to Chicagoland. And they know that the car would race good there. So
It's
what
'cause
are they
have
doing?
The Chicago Street Course. That's why they don't want to go there twice. But yet we got 4, 5, 6 races in the Carolinas and Virginia.
They talk about they want to go to these bigger markets, yet they go to Watkins Glen, which nobody cares about in New York.
Yeah.
So why not go to, well, they're not in LA anymore, so why not go to the 3rd biggest market in the country twice?
Yeah.
You mean you're
Let's
not
go
going
to Mexico?
Mexico!
go. Speaking of that,
arriba.
So does that mean that next year Austin Hill's going to get his first official start with RCR and like an actual chartered car?
Yeah. Yeah.
How's Kyle Busch going to go to Mexico next year?
Well, he's gonna need a
Probably
playoff.
player.
working out some deals right now.
The backwater deals.
RCR is probably going to drop like $10 million just so Kyle Busch can go race in Mexico.
They'll get him on one of them like CIA or no, one of those ice planes. Ship him down there.
No, it's
Oh,
just
man.
they're gonna give him a mustache and it's gonna be Lyle Busch,
Yeah.
his twin brother.
Oh man, that's great. All right, well, thank you guys for jumping on here, talking some racing with me here tonight. Had a great time. It was fun. Thanks to even Steven jumped in. Thanks for helping us fix the audio issues. I don't know what happened. Well, I knew what happened. Freaking every
Yeah,
time
we would have talked the
OBS
entire
update.
time and not even known.
Yeah.
So it would have just been Jay talking to himself.
Yeah, it would have been great. It would have been great content. Yeah. So. And thanks to
Tom,
everybody.
next time
that
I
tuned
do
in,
this,
sure.
we need to just move our mouths but not say a single word to make Jay freak the hell out.
Dude, there was one time I sat here for like 3 minutes just not moving.
Dude, I thought everything was broken, dude. I did. That really messed me up for a minute there.
It was great. Jay was like, "Oh, what the hell?" You know, I was just throwing stuff, and I was just like, "Oh, dang, it's chill. We're good."
Ah, you're so evil. I love it.
Alrighty. Well, thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll catch you all on Thursday in the next one. So have a good evening. Thank you guys, and yeah, see you on the next one.